Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing another one of my brand videos, but I'm going to do another one where I feature toys that are specific characters. Somebody had made a note in one of my last videos that they'd like to see stuff that's PBS because a lot of these shows were they didn't put out a whole lot of toys. In fact, one of the ones that I'm going to share with you, there's very few things for me to show you, but I have found it one time, so it is something that you can find. But I just thought I probably will end up making 3 videos in this series, depending on how many different PBS shows I want to feature. But I went ahead and I technically picked 4, but I'm really doing 5 because one of them was a spinoff of one. But I just thought these are fun things that you can find at yard sales and thrift stores. And I just kind of picked a variety of things. It's definitely not everything that has sold, but I wanted to show you some of the things to be on the lookout for. And it could be shows that you've never even heard of. I only found out this first one because I found a very specific plush, and when I Google Lensed it, that's how I figured it out. But if you're new to my channel, I try to focus on plush or a brand of plush. I say I'm going to do them once a week. It doesn't end up that way. I try to do it a couple of times a month where I pick a brand of a toy that I talk about a lot. I've done Douglas, I've done Ty, I've done Build-A-Bear, and then this last time I picked just different characters, and it just had a really good acceptance, so I thought I'll do it again. But the way that I do this, just trying to be as accurate as I can, I go into eBay and I'll put in what I'm searching for, and then I filter by used. I'm only going to show you used items because those are the things that more than likely you're going to find at thrifts and yard sales. You know, if you find it new in the box, then you know even better to grab it. And then I filter by solds, and then I sort by highest priced. And then I'm going to just show you a variety of things. Some of them are going to be high dollar, some of them are going to be just regular price things. And then I use Terapeak also, because Terapeak is going to be the place where you find the accurate price. Just because it shows on eBay that it's sold for $25, if you go into Terapeak, it might have only sold for $14.95 or something like that. So always check Terapeak if it's important for you to figure out comps on a specific item. But I also go into the seller's feedback to see if the buyer has left them feedback, because then I know for sure that an item sold for the price that it's saying, so that it's a legit sale, especially when you're dealing with high dollar plush, when I've done some of the other brands things. But I also then go back into their store to make sure for whatever reason they haven't relisted it. So this is just something I enjoy doing. It reminds me of some of the character plush that I haven't seen in a while, to be on the lookout for, but it's also just to teach you guys things to be on the lookout for when you're at yard sales and stuff, because it's full on here for us. We spent the entire morning today out at estate sales and yard sales, and it's just going to get bigger as the days get warmer here. It was 40 degrees this morning. Started out in a jacket and the seat warmer on, and then by the time we got home, I was shedding the jacket was off and the air was on. Crazy Tennessee weather. All right, let me go ahead and get this started. Now this first one, I've only got 2 things to show you. I had never heard of Martha Speaks, so I'm just going to read you what it was about. It's a family dog that gains power of speech after the letters in some alphabet soup wind up misrouted to his brain instead of his stomach. The show's focus is teaching young people synonyms and vocabulary. I had never heard of it. But there is a particular plush to be on the lookout for, but this is the yellow dog. This is one of the DVDs. I think there are books also. I didn't find any to share with you because I don't think there's very many out there. So anytime you find anything that's Martha Speaks, definitely look it up. There may not even be current stuff on eBay like it because it is really hard to find. This particular DVD sold for $22.88, and there are others to be on the lookout for, but this was the highest priced one that I found in the 90 days. That's the other thing. All of these are things that have sold in the last 90 days. But this is the plush. This is the larger size. It is 16 inches. There is also a 7-inch one, but there were no current ones to share with you as far as solds because they just don't come up very often. This particular one sold for $199.99, and the buyer left positive feedback. Yes. But there is a 7-inch version of this, and I think the comps that were beyond 90 days were like 70s and 80s. I found the smaller version, but it was several years ago. So definitely keep your eyes out for Martha Speaks. This is a series that was called Word World. I have found one of these plush one and only one time ever, but I am always on the lookout for them. They were these magnetic plush that spelled out the words like this one, pig, with the letters, but the letters when they were put together made a pig. They're not very big. You can't really tell in these pictures. I'm trying to see. These are from 2007, it says. I want to say they're 5 or 6 inches maybe. This particular pig one sold for $32. Now, there were some lots of these that sold for relatively more. I'm not even sure if I shared one of them, but I would suggest anytime you find these to definitely sell them individually. The 3, like this is pig, so put the 3 letters together. And then there was this Mega Block set that went with Word World. This particular one, I guess they had 2 of them. This one sold for $37.50. So just, you know, I'm always looking at Mega Blocks. You know, everybody looks for the Lego sets, but Mega Blocks comes out with a lot of the character toy sets. Dora and just a bunch of them. Even the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of character sets. So definitely don't always just skip over the Mega Blocks. These were some of the DVDs and learning cards. This was a set of 12 DVDs. They sold for $30. So, you know, if you were to get into a yard sale where you could get the whole set of them for a couple of dollars, it might be worth it to go ahead and pick them up. This was another one of the plush. They're pull-apart magnetic. This particular one spelled out dog. And this seemed to be the best one that I found in the solds. This was the one that spelled out sheep, and it sold for $56.99. So definitely just keep your eyes out for Word World. All right, the next one that I want to share with you is Daniel Tiger, Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. Now, there is the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood, and then the more contemporary is Daniel Tiger. This is just a little pretend cell phone. It sold for $15. So if you can find something like that at a yard sale, you know, for a quarter or 50 cents, it might be worth it to pick up. Here's some of the figures. This was a set of 16, but there were duplicates in it. This sold for $19.99. A lot of these I'm just sharing with you so that you are able to see what I'm talking about. Me personally, if I was to have something like this, I would probably put it in sets of 3 or 4 figures, maybe list it for $9.95 or $12.95 and, you know, see what happens. But this particular person just put them all together. But almost all of them are the cats. This is some of the plush. I find Daniel a lot. And you've got to be careful with these plush because if you wash them, for some reason the fabric on their clothes gets very peeled or fuzz balls all over it. And you would have to use a sweater shaver to try to get some of that off anytime. These are the singing ones, it says. So definitely don't wash them in the washing machine. But this set of 3 sold for $29.99. I have not seen the little girl one like this. So again, I would have probably sold these all separately. Now, I've not seen this one either. This is a Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood pillow. It says it's a 3D pillow of him. It sold for $30 and feedback was left by the buyer. This is a blanket. I find a lot of blankets that are character plush by this J. Franco and Sons. This size is 64 by 86. Again, I'm just familiarizing yourself to go look at the different things to see if you might find something like this. You know, go to the blankets and look for any of the characters, and you know, at least check the comps. You know, Blue's Clues, Sesame Street, Thomas the Train. There's so many character blankets out there. And you never know. This one sold for $25 and it was pre-owned. I have not seen this set before. This is one of the play sets. It's called Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood Bungalow Adventure. This one sold for $35 and positive feedback was left. Just something else to be looking for whenever you're going through, you know, at the flea market or swap meets or any of those things. Yard sales, if you see pins, look through them. This was a Mr. Rogers pin from his show in the 1950s. It is Daniel, the original Daniel. It sold for $50 with positive feedback. That's what it looks like. And that was it. Look at the size. $50. This is wooden. I have found Holgate wooden toys in the past. I think there was like a old mother in a cupboard. You know, the little old lady that lived in a shoe. I've had that one before, but there are other wooden toys that were made by Holgate. This is Mr. Rogers' trolley. It sold for $59.99. This is another one of the play sets with the little figures. This one was called Transformation Treehouse play set. It has a lot of the little character figures right here and some of these accessories. This particular set sold for $99.99. These are vintage puppets from the original Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. This is Daniel Tiger in the center, Henrietta the cat, and Owl. These 3 together sold for $100. I don't know if I would have sold these together or split them up, but I've never found the vintage ones. So, you know, if I found all 3 of them together, I'm not sure if I'd keep them together or split them up. A lot of times I don't make that decision until I'm just getting ready to list it. Now, I showed you the treehouse that sold for $99.99. This person put a bunch of the sets together with tons of the figures. It had the treehouse, the bungalow set, it looked like the Sounds trolley, and then tons of figures. All of this together sold for $150. Just another reminder of things that you should be looking for when you go to yard sales, especially if you can get these in large lots. Then you'll have to decide for yourself, do you want to just be done, list it all for $150, or take the time to split everything out and list it that way? Now, I did see one of the comps, and I don't think I pulled it up for you guys, but just the accessories to the bungalow had also sold for like $40. So, you know, it's another thing. Do you want to keep the sets together or do you want to piece it out? You know, we all have to decide how we're going to run our business models. A lot of times I make small lots. And then this was Daniel. This one's different than the other picture. The other picture had, I think, a different nose. Let me go back and look. A different colored nose. Yeah, see, this one had more of like a reddish nose. So this one might be smaller. And that other one had a watch on his arm. This one does not. But this particular Daniel Tiger hand puppet sold for $180. Now I'm again going to take this off so we can look at the tag. Family Communication, Inc. Which is very, very interesting. I would love to find one of these. All right, and then Teletubbies. Started out with just a variety. Now you'll have to understand, you know, there's 4 different Teletubbies, and then there's some of the other characters like the vacuum. But I just wanted to show you a variety of the different things that you could be looking for at yard sales. This was a bank from 1999. It says read. I'm thinking it had something wrong with it. It does have some wear and a few dark spots. So very good. Always, if there's condition issues and you want them to read it, a lot of people put read in there. Sometimes I'll put has issues, or I'll put read description, something like that also. This sold for $15 and feedback was left. I've had these figures before. These are still in their original box, but it was listed as used. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you the 4 different figures. This set was put up for auction and sold for $33. I did see other ones that were selling for a little bit more that had been buy it now. These are some of the beanbag plush. They're smaller. I know Eden had out a series also. This one says they were from Golden Bear. And then Play School had a version out also. So there's a lot of the beanbag size plush. These 4 particular ones sold for $30. I was sitting here staring to see if I knew their names. The yellow is Lala, the red is Poe, the purple is Tinky Winky, and the green is Dipsy. I just listed a Tinky Winky this week, but it was the large talking one. I've never seen this. This is just the cutest toy ever, and I don't think it sold for as much as it should have. This is a shape sorter that's like Nunu the vacuum. I'm not sure how tall it is, but it says that it makes sounds and lights up. It sold for $34 and positive feedback was left. But look just how amazing. Normally though, Nunu is blue, but for some reason this one is multicolored. But you can see on the side there also there's the Teletubby figures. Now, I've had this one time ever. This is one of those pop-ups. You know, Fisher-Price has lots of them. I think Play School has some out where you either click a button or turn something and it pops out. I think Disney even has them. But this is the Teletubbies from 1999. This one sold for $39.99 plus feedback was left. This is Nunu. This is the plush 7-inch from 1999. It sold for $40. I didn't put it in here. I just remembered. But there is a series that were put out by McDonald's and Burger King. It also includes the rabbit, the 4 Teletubbies, and Nunu. Definitely, if you find them, a lot of them sell if you have the complete sets. I have a pile of them sitting over there waiting for me. I think the rabbit tends to be the one I can't find often, but definitely keep your eyes out for them too. Now this is one of the play sets. It was called the Teletubbies House Come and Play. Very cute. It sold for $42 and positive feedback was left, but it's all of these individual pieces. And I've had these figures before. They almost look like little people because they have a little hole in the bottom. And now I realize it's this set that they went to. I'm going to go ahead and take this down so we can see if it shows the bottom of the figures. Yeah, see, don't they look like little people to you? There they are. Very, very cute playset. All right, Actimates is like an interactive plush. I think Barney, I just sold recently a Barney that was Actimates. I think there were like discs or something that went on them, but they were interactive. This one is Lala. It sold for $50. I'm trying to think who else had Actimates. I don't know if Sesame Street did or not, but I know Barney did because I just sold one. This is Dipsy, a backpack. There were others. Poe, I saw one that was Poe, one that was Lala. This is the one that sold for the most. This one sold for $50 with positive feedback, but it was just a plush backpack. These are the talking Teletubbies by Play School. Again, 1998. They're the larger version. They have a removable sound box in them. On each one of them, there is a dot that tells you which one of the Teletubbies went to, which was nice because it was removable. You could just throw these in the washing machine. The thing with washing them, again, is it gets lots of peeling, lots of fuzzballs all over them once you wash them, and the tags fade. This is the complete set, and it sold for $89.99. Personally, again, I would list these individually. And then this was a large Poe, 32-inch, kind of like a pillow plush. I saw another one of them, maybe Lala. But this particular one sold for $99.95. Crazy. So definitely be looking for the big plush in Teletubbies. And let me go back to that though. Because look, there's a lot of condition. That's what happens when you wash them. It just kind of gets, they're no longer smooth. Not very many pictures at all. All right, and then I picked Zoboomafu. Zoboomafu. I loved that show when my kids were little. So I picked Zoboomafu, but I also picked the Wild Kratts because the Kratt brothers were with him, and then I think they ended up maybe on their own show. I'm not sure. This seems to be a game piece. This, because it says 2000 Pressman. Pressman is usually games. It says catch Zoboo if you can. Just this game piece sold for $19.99. Now, I saw some plush lemurs that people were calling Zoboomafu that weren't Zoboomafu. So, you know, don't, unless it says it on the tag, I would not pick a lemur and call him a Zoboomafu. This was another reminder, especially with the video games, to watch for specific shows like these PBS shows. This particular one is called Zoboomafu Playtime in Zobooland. There was one sealed in the box that had a sold comp for $1,000. I didn't go in. It was beyond the 90 days, so I couldn't go in and check feedback or anything like that. But this was for the Game Boy Color, and it sold in acceptable condition, which means it doesn't have its case, doesn't have its instructions or anything. $33.90. This was a floor puzzle. 3 feet, sold for $18. In the other video that I did, I reminded you to look for puzzles. I just recently found a Care Bears puzzle. It ended up being bread and butter, but you know, some of these sell for, you know, decent money. This is just probably, let's see, how many pieces? 46-piece puzzle, sold for $18. These are VHS. This was a lot of 3 from Zoboomafu, sold for $40. And then this was a board game called What a Wonderful Party. It sold for $26.95. You know, if you get to a yard sale and you see this, you know, for $1 or $2, definitely worth picking up. And then this was Zoboomafu, the plush. This one particular one is by Eden Toys from 2000, 16-inch, excellent condition. There were others that had sold for less, but nothing as in nice condition as this. Sold for $72.99. All right, y'all, DVD. Zoboomafu with the Kratts brothers. Used, good condition. The case does have some definite issues. Sold for $89.99. And there were others. So this isn't just, you know, a one-time thing. There were others that had sold for close to this. And then this one. This is actually a lot of 4 Zoboomafu DVDs. I would have shown a picture of all 4, but it's these 4 Zoboomafus sold for $100. Crazy, right? And then the Kratts brothers. This, they have, wait till you see the big one on this. These are just some of the little figures. This one was with the Jeep Rescue from 2014. This set sold for $45. And then there was this Wild Kratts Creature Pod projector. This one, I guess, was Martin, and I saw a green one also. This particular one was showing tested and worked. Sold for $84.95. The last time, I don't remember, I think it was Super Y. I showed a specific toy, and somebody told me that they had just found one of those toys. So just, it seems like sometimes when I release these videos, I'll get a comment, I just picked that up at a yard sale. So let me know if you found any of these things recently, or if you find them in the next couple of weeks because you looked at my video. I love when that happens. All right, I have found these only one time ever, and I got both of them together at a yard sale for like $1/4 each. It was crazy. But this is the Wild Kratts brothers. Their name is Chris and Martin. From 2014. They talk. You know, you squeeze them and they talk. These two together sold for $104.95. So definitely keep your eyes out for these boy dolls with the green and the blue. And then this, I guess these are costumes. Yeah, this one was the highest one, but there were others that were sold that were just the green or just the blue or just the purple. Some that were just the gloves. So definitely familiarize yourself with these pieces. This one was actually missing one of the gloves, the purple glove. These 3 together sold for $105. And then this. Look at this. This is, there were tons of these, but there were also lots of just some of the figures. But I just wanted to familiarize yourself to look for this. I want to say it looks like a pod to me, but it says Wild Kratts Dream Lot Tortuga Base Station, loaded with figures, animals, and creatures. This sold for $264. And again, there were others that included the little Jeep thing. There were lots that were just the animals, but I just kind of wanted to show you what's out there for all of these different characters. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I've got a list right here of some more of the PBS characters. If you think of other things that you would like for me to do a deep dive in, somebody just mentioned Manhattan Toys, but Bolo Buddies just put out a video on Manhattan Toys. So go watch her video if you want to learn some on Manhattan Toys. I'll probably do one again later when there's different things to share. But because she and I do a lot of the same types of things. I have a video out on Build-A-Bear, and she had done one like a year ago. So I'm going to get different results from her. But a lot of our videos cross over. So, and that's good because she's my bestie. Definitely go watch hers if you want to look at Manhattan Toys. I'll add it later. But give me any ideas you want to see, and different characters. I'm enjoying the character stuff because a lot of these I had never seen the play sets and stuff for. All right. Because I've had to do a video twice. This is technically 3 videos and my voice is gone. My voice is done. So this will be it for me for this evening. But I can always work on other stuff, right? Bye.